Let's be real, infidelity is a fear for many women in relationships. You give your heart, your time, and your energy, and in the back of your mind, you wonder, will he stay faithful? But the truth is, a man who is truly committed, truly ready, and truly built for a lasting relationship carries certain qualities that make cheating simply not an option. It's not just about love, it's about character, mindset, and emotional maturity. A man with self discipline does not let temptation control him. He values commitment over momentary pleasure. When a man possesses true self discipline, he understands that every decision he makes carries weight. He doesn't allow himself to be led by fleeting desires or temporary feelings. Instead, he stays grounded in his principles and remains faithful to what he has committed to. Self discipline means he has control over his impulses and he does not allow himself to be swayed by external temptations that could threaten the integrity of his relationship. He knows that real commitment is not just about loving someone when things are good, but about making choices that honor the relationship, even when challenges arise. This type of man has developed the ability to delay gratification and think long term. He understands that a moment of weakness could cost him something that is far more valuable. He sees the bigger picture and knows that his actions reflect his true character. Because of this, he sets boundaries to ensure he never places himself in situations that could compromise his relationship. He is not easily influenced by peer pressure or the expectations of society that normalize cheating or dishonesty. Instead, he operates from a place of integrity and self control, making decisions that align with his values rather than his impulses. A man with self discipline also takes accountability for his actions. He doesn't make excuses or blame circumstances for poor decisions. He recognizes that remaining faithful is a choice he makes every day. He prioritizes emotional and mental self mastery, ensuring that he doesn't allow boredom, frustration, or dissatisfaction to push him toward destructive behaviors. He actively works on himself, consistently striving to grow into the best version of himself. He surrounds himself with people who encourage his growth rather than those who encourage reckless or irresponsible behavior. He takes care of his mind and body because he understands that self discipline in one area of life translates into other areas. If he is disciplined in his career, health, and personal growth, he will naturally bring that same mindset into his relationship. He operates with a strong sense of purpose, knowing that his actions should reflect the kind of man he truly wants to be. He is not perfect, but he is committed to being honest and loyal. He doesn't allow fleeting emotions to dictate his actions, and he remains steadfast in his dedication to his partner. A man with emotional maturity understands how to navigate relationships with wisdom, patience, and respect. He doesn't act impulsively based on his emotions, nor does he allow temporary feelings to dictate his actions. Instead, he takes the time to process his thoughts and feelings before making decisions, ensuring that he is acting in alignment with his values and commitment. Emotional maturity means he communicates openly and honestly rather than shutting down or becoming defensive when conflicts arise. He listens with the intention of understanding rather than simply responding, and he strives to create a healthy dynamic built on trust and mutual respect. This type of man recognizes that emotions are natural, but that they must be managed in a way that does not harm the relationship. He takes responsibility for his own emotional well being instead of expecting his partner to fix his problems. He does not seek external validation through cheating or dishonesty because he understands that true confidence comes from within. When faced with challenges, he doesn't run or seek comfort elsewhere. Instead, he confronts issues head on with maturity and a willingness to work through them. He does not avoid difficult conversations, but rather embraces them as opportunities for growth and deeper connection. He remains calm and level headed, even when things don't go as planned. He does not lash out in anger or resort to manipulative tactics to get his way. Instead, he controls his reactions, understanding that his words and actions have consequences. He doesn't make decisions based on momentary frustrations, knowing that what he does in the heat of the moment can have long-term effects. Because of this, he prioritizes self-awareness and personal growth, constantly striving to be a better man for himself and his partner. A man with emotional maturity is also secure in himself. He does not let insecurity or external temptations dictate his behavior. He doesn't need constant reassurance from other women because he already knows his worth. He values and respects his partner enough to stay committed, even when things become difficult. Instead of seeking attention outside of the relationship, he invests in strengthening the bond he shares with his partner. He understands that love is not just about how he feels in the moment, but about the conscious decisions he makes every day to honor and protect the relationship. He remains accountable for his actions, never shifting blame or making excuses. He acknowledges when he is wrong and works to improve. He knows that relationships require effort and he is willing to put in the work. He does not see commitment as a burden, but rather as a privilege, and he treats his partner with the respect and care she deserves. He is dependable, trustworthy, and emotionally stable, ensuring that his partner always feels secure in their relationship. A man with strong integrity does what is right even when no one is watching. He does not compromise his morals or values for temporary pleasure or personal gain. His words and actions align, making him a man of his word. He does not make empty promises or say things just to appease his partner when he commits. He follows through. This level of integrity builds deep trust in a relationship because his partner knows she never has to second guess his intentions. She can rely on him to be honest, even in difficult situations, and to act in a way that upholds the foundation of their relationship. He believes in honesty, not just when it is convenient, but at all times. He does not withhold information, mislead, or create situations that require him to lie. He understands that trust is built over time but can be destroyed in an instant, and he does everything in his power to maintain that trust. If he makes a mistake, he owns up to it instead of making excuses. He understands that true strength is found in accountability, and he takes responsibility for his actions rather than shifting blame. This kind of man does not entertain temptation or allow himself to be in situations where his integrity could be compromised. He sets boundaries with others, making it clear that his relationship is a priority. He does not engage in inappropriate conversations, flirtations, or secret interactions that would disrespect his partner. He does not seek validation outside the relationship because he values loyalty and understands that trust once broken is difficult to repair. He holds himself to a higher standard, not just in his relationship, but in all aspects of life. He treats people with kindness and respect, regardless of what he can gain from them. He does not manipulate, deceive, or play games. He stands firm in his principles and does not waver under pressure. His character remains consistent whether he is at work, with friends, or at home. Because he operates with integrity, he naturally attracts people who appreciate and respect his honesty. His partner never has to worry about hidden agendas or questionable behavior because she knows exactly where she stands with him. She does not feel insecure in the relationship because his actions provide her with the reassurance she needs. He is transparent, straightforward, and reliable, making her feel safe and valued. His integrity also extends to how he handles challenges. When difficulties arise, he does not take the easy way out or avoid addressing issues. Instead, he faces them head on with maturity and a commitment to resolution. He does not give up on the relationship when things get tough. Instead, he works through obstacles with a clear conscience and a desire to strengthen the bond. His actions demonstrate that he is invested in a healthy long-term partnership built on trust, honesty, and unwavering loyalty. A man who is emotionally mature understands his feelings and knows how to express them in a healthy way. He does not suppress emotions or allow them to control his actions. Instead, he takes the time to process what he is feeling, communicate openly, and resolve conflicts without resorting to anger, manipulation, or avoidance. Emotional maturity allows him to handle challenges in a relationship with patience and understanding rather than impulsively reacting in ways that could harm his partner or the bond they share. He does not run from difficult conversations or shut down when things get uncomfortable. He recognizes that effective communication is the foundation of any strong relationship, and he is willing to listen and express himself in a way that fosters connection rather than division. He does not play mind games or try to control the relationship through emotional highs and lows. Instead, he approaches discussions with clarity, respect, and the intention to find solutions rather than win arguments. This type of man also has a deep sense of self-awareness. He understands his triggers, past wounds, and insecurities, and he takes responsibility for them rather than projecting them onto his partner. He does not blame her for his personal struggles or expect her to fix him. Instead, he does the inner work necessary to grow as an individual, ensuring that he brings the best version of himself into the relationship. He values self-improvement and is committed to personal development, knowing that a healthy relationship requires two whole individuals, not one person carrying the emotional weight of the other. Because he is emotionally mature, he does not need validation from multiple sources to feel secure. He is confident in who he is, which means he does not seek attention outside of his relationship. He does not flirt with others to boost his ego or engage in behaviors that could create distrust. He values the emotional connection he shares with his partner and understands that maintaining it requires consistency, honesty, and a willingness to grow together. He also knows how to regulate his emotions when faced with stress or adversity. He does not lash out or shut down when life becomes overwhelming. Instead, he faces challenges with a level-headed mindset, seeking solutions rather than dwelling on problems. His ability to remain calm and collected in difficult moments reassures his partner that she can depend on him. She does not have to walk on eggshells or fear that a disagreement will escalate into something destructive. His emotional maturity allows him to appreciate and respect the emotions of his partner. He does not dismiss her feelings, belittle her experiences, or make her feel as though she is too emotional. Instead, he listens, validates, and provides the support she needs. He is a safe space for her, someone she can be vulnerable with without fear of judgment. His ability to understand and nurture her emotions strengthens the relationship, creating an environment of trust, security, and love. A man who has strong integrity remains faithful because his character will not allow him to betray the trust of the woman he loves. Integrity is not just about being honest when others are watching, it is about being honest even when no one is around to hold him accountable. A man with integrity understands that commitment is more than just words, it is about actions, consistency, and a moral code that guides his behavior. He does not engage in behavior that contradicts his values, and he does not make excuses for poor decisions. He holds himself to a high standard, knowing that loyalty is not something that should waver depending on circumstances or temptations. He does not see faithfulness as a restriction, but rather as a reflection of the love and respect he has for his partner. When he makes a commitment, he follows through because he values his word and understands the impact of his choices. He does not allow external influences or fleeting desires to dictate his actions. Instead, he remains grounded in his principles, always choosing integrity over temporary satisfaction. This type of man does not seek validation from multiple sources. He is not the kind of person who needs the attention of different women to feel important or desire. He finds fulfillment in the connection he shares with his partner and does not feel the need to chase external affirmation. Because he values himself and his relationship, he does not put himself in situations that could lead to temptation or compromise his integrity. He sets boundaries, makes wise decisions, and surrounds himself with people who encourage and support his values. He does not lie, manipulate, or deceive to get what he wants. He is upfront, transparent, and honest, even when the truth is difficult to hear. His integrity means that his partner never has to wonder if he is hiding something or question whether his words align with his actions. She can trust him completely because he has proven through his consistency that his loyalty is unwavering. When faced with difficult choices, he chooses what is right over what is easy. He does not make impulsive decisions that could hurt his partner or damage the trust they have built. He understands that loyalty is not just about physical faithfulness, but also about emotional and mental commitment. He does not entertain inappropriate conversations, flirt with others, or engage in behavior that disrespects his relationship. His commitment is not just about avoiding wrongdoing, it is about actively choosing to honor his partner in everything he does. A man with strong integrity also takes responsibility for his actions. If he makes a mistake, he owns up to it rather than shifting blame or making excuses. He understands that trust is fragile and that maintaining it requires continuous effort and intentionality. His integrity makes him reliable, and his partner knows that she never has to question his love, loyalty, or commitment. A man who has emotional maturity is far less likely to cheat because he understands the value of deep connection, respect, and commitment. Emotional maturity means he does not act on impulse or allow temporary feelings to dictate his behavior. He has control over his emotions, knows how to navigate challenges in a healthy way, and does not seek validation or escape through outside distractions. Instead of running from difficult conversations, he faces them with honesty and a willingness to work through issues. He does not allow frustrations, misunderstandings, or disagreements to push him toward reckless decisions that could damage his relationship. A man with emotional maturity takes responsibility for his feelings and actions. He does not blame his partner for his unhappiness or look for external sources to fill emotional voids. If there is an issue in the relationship, he communicates about it openly rather than seeking comfort or attention elsewhere. He knows that true connection requires effort, and he is willing to do the work rather than giving in to selfish desires. He understands that relationships have ups and downs, and instead of looking for an easy way out, he chooses to invest in what he has. He does not need to play games, seek power, or test his desirability by engaging with other women. He is secure in who he is and does not need outside validation to feel worthy. When a man lacks emotional maturity, he may feel the need to prove himself through multiple connections, using attention from others as a way to boost his self-esteem. But a mature man finds his confidence from within, and his security allows him to remain loyal and committed without questioning his worth. This type of man is also in tune with his partner's emotions. He understands the impact his actions have and does not dismiss her feelings or concerns. He does not minimize her emotions or act like trust issues are unreasonable. Instead, he prioritizes her peace of mind and makes intentional choices that build trust rather than break it. He knows that being faithful is not just about avoiding physical betrayal, but also about being emotionally present and engaged. When challenges arise, he does not seek an escape. Instead, he leans into the relationship, working through issues rather than avoiding them. He understands that real love is not about perfection, but about perseverance and commitment. He does not make excuses or justify behavior that could harm his relationship. His emotional intelligence allows him to recognize and resist temptations, knowing that temporary satisfaction is never worth losing something meaningful. His loyalty is a reflection of his ability to handle emotions with wisdom and maturity. A man who truly values integrity will not cheat because he holds himself to a higher standard, regardless of circumstances. Integrity is not just about doing the right thing when someone is watching, it's about maintaining honesty and loyalty, even when no one else would know otherwise. A man with integrity is committed to his values and refuses to compromise them for temporary pleasure or external validation. He is not swayed by temptations or influenced by peer pressure because his principles are deeply rooted in who he is. This kind of man understands that trust is the foundation of any strong relationship, and he does not take it lightly. He knows that breaking that trust for a fleeting moment of gratification would not only hurt his partner, but also damage his own character. He does not entertain situations that could compromise his commitment, and he sets clear boundaries to protect what he values. Whether it's avoiding inappropriate conversations, distancing himself from unhealthy environments, or making conscious choices to respect his relationship, he ensures that his actions align with his morals. A man with integrity is honest with himself and others. He does not live a double life or hide things from his partner. He does not manipulate, lie, or deceive to cover up questionable behavior. Instead, he is upfront about his feelings, his needs, and his intentions. If something is wrong in the relationship, he addresses it directly rather than looking for an escape or an excuse to betray his commitment. His honesty allows him to foster a deeper connection because his partner knows she can trust him without fear of hidden agendas or dishonesty. He also understands the value of loyalty and does not take his relationship for granted. A man with integrity is not looking for the next best thing or keeping his options open. He makes a conscious decision to honor the relationship he has because he knows that real love requires dedication and consistency. He does not entertain emotional or physical infidelity because he understands that true commitment is about more than just words, it's about actions. Even in moments of temptation or frustration, he remains grounded in his principles. He does not justify poor decisions based on circumstances, nor does he allow external influences to dictate his behavior. He understands that integrity is tested in difficult moments, and he chooses to rise above those challenges rather than giving in to impulses. His loyalty is not dependent on convenience. It is a reflection of his character and his unwavering commitment to being the kind of man who can be trusted. A man who is truly fulfilled within himself will not cheat because he does not seek external validation or temporary pleasure to fill an internal void. He has reached a place of emotional maturity where he understands that true happiness comes from within, not from chasing fleeting moments of excitement. When a man is secure in who he is, he does not feel the need to prove anything to himself or others by seeking attention from multiple women. He is content with what he has and does not sabotage a good relationship for a temporary thrill. This kind of man has done the inner work to understand his emotions, desires, and purpose. He is not driven by impulsive decisions or reckless behavior because he knows what truly matters in life. He does not need the validation of multiple women to feel worthy, nor does he seek distractions to escape unresolved personal issues. A man who is fulfilled is emotionally stable, and that stability allows him to be fully present in his relationship without wavering. He does not use another woman as an emotional crutch or an escape from his own dissatisfaction. Instead, he takes responsibility for his own happiness and does not place that burden on his partner or anyone else. Because he has a clear sense of purpose, he prioritizes the things that align with his values and long-term goals. He is not easily tempted by short-term pleasure because he understands that real fulfillment comes from building something meaningful. He does not act recklessly or jeopardize his relationship over a moment of temptation. His focus is on creating a life that reflects his principles, and that includes being faithful to the woman he has committed to. He sees his relationship as a valuable part of his life, not something he is willing to risk for an impulsive decision. A man who is fulfilled also has a strong sense of self-worth. He does not rely on external experiences to feel valuable or desirable. He does not seek out attention from other women to boost his ego because he already knows his worth. He is confident in who he is, and that confidence allows him to stay committed without feeling like he is missing out on something better. He is not constantly searching for excitement outside of his relationship because he finds joy in what he has built with his partner. When a man is truly at peace with himself, he is able to give his best in a relationship. He does not bring in unnecessary drama, nor does he create situations that could lead to betrayal. He has a clear understanding of what matters most to him, and he stays true to those priorities. His fulfillment allows him to appreciate the depth of a committed relationship rather than seeking shallow connections that ultimately leave him empty.